After a spectacular start to the season, the Cats have come back to the pack. 2 losses in a row now, and they find themselves on a ground this evening that they've never played on before against a desperate opponent who broke their hearts last September. And these young Cats still bear the scars from that semi-final night. Don't worry about that, Malcolm Blotters. I say welcome to Telstra Stadium. Round 5 clash, Geelong versus Sydney. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a beauty.
Look, it should be, Stephen. All form indicates that. They've both started off okay, but both need a win badly now.
Well, the big talking point all week has been the condition of this Telstra Stadium surface. They have put 1,450 metres of turf on this ground the last few days. There's been a lot of controversy, but we've walked it. We reckon that they've done a terrific job. It looks okay. I guess the proof is in when they start playing, but it looks good.
It absolutely does. There's Jill Lindsay. We spoke to her in the hotel. She's pretty confident it's okay. We went with the umpires and had a bounce of the ball, Stephen, and it seemed okay, didn't it?
It's a bit spongy, but there's no ridges or anything, is there?
No, what you're going to have to do is like that. You're going to have to really throw the ball into the ground to bounce it back. So all the players should have tested that in the warm-up. There he is, Scarlett, into the background, and Milburn can go either way. Hunt, Egan and Rook. I mean, it's not an old line at all, is it? But Egan's been good for him, Stephen.
He has. Now, big night for Oddens, I reckon.
Yes, certainly a big night. He's going to have to carry the ruck. The other one is Chapman's a really good player. Gardner back in.
Got to kick some goals.
Yeah. I wonder if Mooney will play up forward. He's always dangerous and always seems to kick a goal.
So that is the Geelong lineup as we now have a look at the Sydney Swans coming out. And, well, they're probably even more desperate than Geelong tonight because the Swans have only won the one game.
They have, but I thought their form was okay against the Demons last week, Stephen, and there are some signs. You'd have to say that it's their ground. They've won their last 6 games here, so you'd have to be pretty impressed with that. And the first time Geelong are playing here, so I think the Swans tonight probably should start slight favourites.
And we'll take a look at the Sydney Swans lineup. And, well, the big in, I guess, is Williams. I know he's a veteran now and he doesn't play a lot of time on the ground, but he's always a valuable inclusion. He
is. Davis, of course, will be missing. The nuisance for Geelong from last year. Jolly's got a big job in ruck, hasn't he? An absolute...
the Jolly-Ottens clash is vital.
And if we look at Barry, started off slowly, coming good. Roberts Thompson is an improved player. We know he's a premiership player now, but he is holding down that key centre-half back position.
We're ready to go from the Telstra Stadium. Sydney versus Geelong. So much at stake, and Otten's thrust into the main ruck role. Enright.
Play on, 9:15, play on!
You heard the instructions from the umpire. Tenace, and now Hunt on his wrong side, and the first one to go down. Let's hope that's not an indication of what happens for the rest of the night. Matthews, it's a pretty open forward line. Scarlett, position A, but position double A was Jared Rook coming in from the side, and he's got Enright, and the Cats are away.
Hasn't he got some courage, that lad?
He has. He's had a good start to the year too. Enright's got plenty of room to use. He goes to half forward. Bit of slipping and sliding. Ablett kept his feet. But Sydney went out. Kennelly had the ball just over the boundary line, so we'll have a throw in.
There we go, the feet going underneath. Now, I wouldn't actually get too dark on that yet. It is, as we see Kennelly do that great smother.
Bolton, quick kick out of the pack to half back. Slade. Rook, good pass. Hits Mooney on the chest. From right on 50. It's a good-looking kick. Cats on the board.
And so both sides just feeling each other out at the moment, getting used to the conditions. One of the Swans players, I think, mentioning that it was worth walking over the whole area of the ground just to make sure you know where you can bounce and where you can't, where you should run, where you shouldn't.
Didn't have it!
Yeah, just following that up.
He didn't take it.
It's basically the middle strip for the most part until you get to about 40 metres out from goal. Other than that's pretty good.
Now at 50.
Wow.
4 free kicks to 0.
Jerry Ablett ran through the mark. His man went round the back.
There you go.
There you go.
Giving the explanation. Here's the free kick initially. There's just a bit of hanging on from Enright on Bolton. And then the 50, there it is. Ablett running straight in front.
Yeah.
Trying to follow his man, Jared Crouch. So Jude Bolton to put the Swans back in front. Well, in fact, in front for the first time for the night. Lovely kick.
There it goes. Nice bounce on that spongy turf. Kelly swoops. Now Tenace steadies back on the right, and that's a good spotter. Nice kick to Bartel. Little dish to Corey. A big shepherd off the ball. Was okay. Cats go inside 50. Mooney! Oh, that was good play by Geelong. He plays on, and Geelong gets a goal through Charlie Gardner.
He goes beyond Mooney, the ruckman back to protect and help out. Johnson did well to at least cause a 50-50 there. Barry to ground. Look at Roberts Thompson tucking the ball under the arm. Rugby style, just able to lay it off. Kennelly, this is the run the Swans need to get into their game. Well done Tenace to battle on. Numbers though prevailing, and Bolton's been prominent early. Into an open one-on-one battle. Slade comes with the spoil. Did he interfere on O'Keefe? It doesn't matter. Too good, Ryan O'Keefe. Mark it in the book.
Umpire letting it go. Now it's fed out. Gardner over to Callan, to Chapman. Cats building. He's forced to go long, one-on-one. Barry worked his way to the front against Mooney. The toe poke failed. Mooney will get there first. On the boundary, wobbles one towards the square. Beautiful punch by Crouch on Ablett. The umpire said he was being held. Oh, I'd like to look at that one again. That looked ticking touchwood.
It was holding the whole way up. What do you call it a start? It was the whole way up. Gary, you're going to have to come around.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, 2 arms around his waist. He couldn't do it.
Wow.
He jumped with 2 arms. Shit, how
Gee.
Have a look, you can see the umpire in the background there. I mean, he had a good look at it. Perhaps his left arm did more than what we could see.
So from point blank should goal, and does. Cats get their third.
Gary Ablett had only kicked 2 goals in 4 games against the Swans until now. He's added 1 to his total, and that is the margin by which Geelong lead by. Blake now trying to procure it out of the middle, but he didn't count on Ablett from the Swans. All goods. O'Keefe looking dangerous again. Oh, what a climb. Paul will kick a goal anyway. And the game lifts a notch.
A little bit better than just blue collar too. He's got some class about him as he goes short to Johnson.
Just while we got this quiet patch, that's where you'd like to see him go back and really say, I want to get back in the ones with a big performance.
Kick into the corridor is a beauty from Johnson. And Rook was brave. He didn't know what was buried down him. He releases to Ling, and Ling kicks a goal. Well played, Geelong. Ottens and Jolly go at it. Ottens the tap. Cats doing well on the ruck, particularly Ottens. He's done most of the work. Ablett back inside 50. Goods from the side, not quite. Corey in trouble. Big tackle from Hall. Slade's in there working overtime.
Knock it out, knock it out.
Knock it out, says the umpire. Geelong player still at the bottom of it, and he's pinned. I've got no idea who it is. It's Slade.
Yeah.
Oh, I had no hope of getting it out, but he did jump on top of it, and that is the rule.
Right on it. Yeah, right on it.
Dragged it in.
Oh,
Once you drag it in.
even he was trying to hide from the umpire.
So Hall, oh, this is a tester, from right on 50. That's a good-looking kick. It's a magnificent kick. Hall gets his second.
Geelong at half forward. Wouldn't have had too many inside 50s for the quarter. Ablett. Well, here's one. Mooney and Barry. And Mooney does have the edge, Blighty. Play on, he's done it again. He's laid off another one. And Charlie Gardner was clapping his hands saying, I'll take it.
From the clearance, it's Crouch and Torpy inside 50. Goods is nudged under it cleverly by Egan. Hall attacked it at the back of the pack as Wojcinski. Nice little handball to Scarlett. Oh, shanks it. Terrible mistake. McVeigh will set up Goods. And that was a bad clanger from Matthew Scarlett. And that is a goal. That'll hurt Matthew Scarlett and Geelong.
Let's go! Play on! Play on!
Just goes as long as he can. It was a blind kick. Straight to Adam Goods.
Of course, this is the man that kicked a left foot, snapped 60 metres from the boundary line and got dragged.
Yes. That's Malcolm, not Adam Goods.
Of course, yes. Good evening to Ronald Dale, if he happens to be watching. Sydney had possession. Fosdyke, little chip kick to Hall. about 65 from home.
His heads have been really good. Scarlett's been right there, but he's marked beautiful.
And that is also marked to Schneider.
Right on, okay. That's it.
Will he make the distance?
Not quite.
No, he's the 47, 48 metre
Yeah,
kick.
he's better on the run.
Yeah.
Having said that,
It's a beautiful night out there, though, isn't it?
He is a certainty from here. He'll kick it 5 rows back, I reckon.
Schneider from right on 50. It's a good effort. There you go. He's put it through. Great kick.
Going nowhere. Blake. Again, some more numbers for the Swans. Bolton.
Oh, clever.
Just got a half handball away. Too high from Enright. So the Cats making some mistakes. The Swans through Schneider. Now he is too far out to score this time, but Hall may not be. That was a swan dive.
They are prepared to lead wide and kick it to a
too there, Hall. Really worked hard.
Yeah, it's going to take a great kick. I mean, he is a very good kick. I think Barry Hall, and he goes back into the middle, and he's a very good team player as well.
Yeah, sometimes he's almost too unselfish, isn't he? Craig Bolton.
Yeah, has been at times, I think, yes.
Who's kicked 18 goals in his career. Is he within range quarters?
No comment.
I'd say he is. He definitely is now.
We start the third turn. Ottens has been good. Got first hand on the ball, but Swans get numbers around the footy. Jude Bolton kicks to half forward. And there's that man we were talking about. He is so hard to match up on, Ryan O'Keefe.
Can come another step, mate, please, that's it. PK.
Pumps it long on the left. It's a good kick. Sets up Hall here, who used his body magnificently. Just edged out his opponent. Stuck out the big backside, and now he's got a shot at goal. It's a reasonably tight angle, but it's certainly kickable. There it is, just a nudge out on Egan. And Hall's only 25 metres out.
Really just held his ground. Didn't use his hands, just his body. I mean, that's a perfect way to use your body. A great learning tape watching this bloke play.
Hall's got 2. And it is a perfect start to the third quarter for the Swans.
This time they find a target on the wing, and that's Milburn. Can they hit something inside 50? High kick from Gardner, very high. Try catching that, Mooney. He almost did. Chapman just sweating, waiting, ready to lay the tackle, which he did on Richards, and he's going to be rewarded. I won't go to quarters and ask if Chapman can make the distance from there, because he can, and he has, and he's got it.
Into the pocket, O'Loughlin and Hall both there. Hall back with a flight of the ball, just couldn't snaffle it. O'Loughlin did the right thing too, offered some protection. And now the Cats on the rebound. Ling back into the middle. Ablett had a quiet second quarter after a good first quarter. Jude Bolton to Roberts-Thompson. Now Canali provides the run. The Irishman onto the left. Ambitious kick. O'Loughlin nicely trapped and was pushed as he handballed and has got the free kick. O'Loughlin's got 2 behinds, and now he has threaded through a goal.
26 points, a fair bit to overcome, and again it's the Swans out of the middle. Bolton pops up with it. No one really seems to want it down there, so Corey Enright says thank you. Now, not a great kick, really made Kelly work for it. Was it a mark? I think it was in the end. He's committed to playing on, because there was uncertainty all round. Bartel, inventive. Ablett, quick to pounce. Kirk, lightning hands. O'Loughlin over the top. Bolton again, being prominent in the corner. Floating down. Bolton, Craig, he likes it, he loves it. Ty Kennelly, such a crucial part in this Swans team. 11 possessions for him tonight. Back for his second game of the year. But it's Geelong attacking at the moment. Buchanan. Goods overran it. Ablett snaffled it. And it inches and inches towards goal. And it's gone through. Extraordinary goal. How did nobody get a hand on it?
Well, I don't think anyone believed that wouldn't not go anywhere but through for a point.
I see it, but I don't believe it.
And look at this. Robert Thompson doesn't even watch the ball. Have a look at that. He's come in to shepherd off his teammate. He didn't even watch the ball. He thought it was going through for a point. Have a look at him. He's gone to shepherd off the Geelong player. Could have easily stopped it. Here he comes in from the left of screen now.
Oh.
He's run straight by the ball.
What's he doing?
Wow. Is that an own goal? Come on, there's got to be a score. Where's those stats, guys? An own goal.
Long ball to a contested situation. Goods has got the perfect posse here. Well done by Rook, though, to knock it on. Milburn got the handball out. Back to Rook. Cats have got another one.
Blake, and they'll get a second crack. So 22 points the difference. The Swans 10-14, the Cats 8-4. Here's another look at it. Ling.
Oh, yeah. That's a good call, too.
Yeah.
So the ball back safely in the hands of Hunt.
Actually, is it?
Oh, he went short to Ling. Williams, turnover, handball into the goal square. Another costly mistake as Schneider goals.
Maybe.
Play on.
Good chain of handballs. Well worked by the Cats. Light at the end, no. Ablett got it through. Rook over the top. Bartel out wide. Corey Enright looking for Mooney long. Can he come from behind Richards? He's got the ride. He's got the leap. He's got the mark. Here's Mooney to thread it through. A much-needed goal for the Cats to keep them in it. This you would think would be just beyond him. Mooney in the goal square. Ablett also. So it's 2-on-2 in the square. Mooney makes his charge. He's going to have to double back now to try and compete. Oh, there was no competition at all. And that's a very good one-on-one for the Cats. And Mooney really looms as the man who could drag them back into this contest, Malcolm.
I'd put him in the paddock by myself. I think he's contributed, being one of Geelong's really good players.
Marked it inside the square, hence the goal. It's his third. All right, the Cats circling. Chapman resting it onto the left boot. He's got it back enough. Oh, they're in it now.
Yeah, 23 minutes.
Blake against Jolly. Blake the tap to Ablett. Going hard at it was Fosdyke. Little soccer by Buchanan. Nalcheski. On to the left. A long kick. It's a good one. O'Loughlin kept his feet.
Look at this. There's no one.
There is no one inside 50. So O'Loughlin holds it. Now goes. Hall sprints. He can't gather. Scarlett gets back. Hall has another go. Left foot snap from Hall. Magnificent.
Back to a 3-goal ball game. I know your old theory, Blighty. It would make it very tight. That's the 3-goal theory. But the Swans perhaps regaining the momentum. McVeigh inserts them to 50. Enright followed it all the way. Won his own ball and then linked up with Callan, but he's got some issues here. And they're red and white issues. Williams, good running. Buchanan waited and opens for his mate. His partner in crime, Schneider, the Schneider man. Now he's been called on.
Yeah, well, he's got to kick it long to a contest.
Ottens, what a mark! Will he ever come down? Oh, Brad Ottens turns back the clock and takes a hanger on the wing.
It's a hanger, all right. That's a beauty. How good's that?
We could have seen the mark of the year there, Hunter.
We could well have seen the Toyota mark of the year. What a classic from Brad Ottens. We've got to concentrate on the game. Kennelly sends it back to O'Loughlin. Into the middle, all Swans. McVeigh. He's got Ablett in short. He goes longer for Goods. He might try and give another contender. No, he keeps his feet on the ground. The Swans are going to win. Adam Goods makes sure of that.
Tenace bowled over. Has another go. Ablett to Ling on his wrong side, but it's a good kick. So Chapman's kick 2.
Make that 6.
And make it 3.
Harley's the other one, Malcolm, if he ever comes back for the Cats, who's a crucial link in their defence, isn't he?
Well, he is, but Egan's done a reasonable job. He hasn't been sensational tonight, but he's done a very good job, generally.
Kirk. Scarlett. Couldn't take the mark. Hall. Strength. Schneider. Right foot goal. Schneider's got 4.
Chambers. Roberts Thompson. And Malcolm said kicked an own goal earlier tonight.
Yeah.
Egan.
Play on.
Through the middle.
Play on.
Chapman. Bartel. And now Gardner. Let's see if he can go to Mooney in a more acceptable manner this time. He's going to get one. No, he doesn't go for Mooney. He went for Milburn instead.
I think he's pretty disappointed himself too. He's just put his hands on his knees and said, "What? Wow."
At least he's found the footy tonight, Gardner. He's had 16 possessions.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Milburn's had a quiet night by his standards, but he's kicked truly there.
Doesn't have it.
And it's going to be a Geelong free kick. There can't be long to go now.
Right on, Joe.
Ablett knows that. And in fact, there's no time to go at all. The Swans have won. So no revenge by any measure for the Cats tonight. Ablett kicks it behind. And the Sydney Swans triumph at Telstra Stadium 15-17 to 13-7.